So we're going to do another inner practice that applies to our clinical practice. And this morning, we're going to start to establish the idea of an inner fulcrum more directly and a sense of midline and field. So we're going to work with the felt quality of settling into an inner stillness, centering that somewhere in our body, having a sense of centeredness in an embodied way, establishing what we call a midline, and then from that, sensing our field. And then later in the morning, we'll do some work interactively with those ideas. So let's settle in. And initially letting your awareness and mind settle. Seeing if you can hold yourself, if we can each hold ourselves in a wide listening field that holds the whole of my body, physical body, and the local field around that, around me, the local field that is also part of my personal space. And just noticing where we're starting from this morning together. What's the felt sense of me as I settle into an awareness of the whole of me just now? And now really allowing mind to settle into body. Yesterday we did a little meditation where we followed breath, rested in breath, followed breath in, followed breath out. Notice what took us away from just simply resting in breath, then gently return to breath. And then after a period of being with that, allowing our mind to kind of float between the intention of returning to breath and what takes us away from breath until mind could kind of settle between its coming and going into a state of balance. So in your own time, just work with that intention, or you may find you can just simply rest mind into stillness. So we'll take a few minutes and just let yourself be with that intention. And then we'll take that a little further into the body. You may find that it's helpful either to have your eyes closed or slightly open. See what works best for you. With a client, we keep our eyes open generally. So sometimes even just a little bit opening your eyes, so you have a little bit of a visual field, can also help. I'll leave that to you. Gently allowing your mind to rest in your body, finding a place in your body where your mind can really rest. It might be in the center of the head, in the third ventricle. It might be in your heart center, maybe in your belly, if you like, your umbilical center. I tend to rest in my heart center, at least to start with. But see where your mind naturally seems to be attracted to settling. And the idea is to start to create an inner fulcrum, a quality of centeredness where mind is still and there's a sense of ground and embodiment. And it's from there that we then open our perceptual field. Mm. And when you get taken away by thinking or memory or worry or planning or whatever, just noticing that, just gently then returning to wherever that place of rest is and centeredness is within you. Now I'd like to add the principle and eventually the felt sense of midline. Or do this very simply. I'd like you to sense and imagine initially a center line, a midline, from the center of the top of your head through the middle of your body to the center of the bottom of the perineal floor, of the pelvic floor. So imagine a midline. Some people sense or see it as a shaft of light or a feeling of centeredness through their middle. Some people find it easier to sense the vertebral axis through the spine as midline. I'm just suggesting a midline right through the center of your body, but find what is midline for you. Find what is midline for you. And then imagine you're extending that midline into the earth below you. So there's an image, perhaps a feeling sense of midline, and extending that to the earth below you until you feel grounded or connected in some way, like, to the earth. Now, imagine, sense that you're extending the same midline above you to the heavens, the same distance approximately as you extended it below you. And that you're suspended in that way between heaven and earth. Many people sense their heart center as the center of that, as though our very heart mind is suspended between heaven and earth. Our very being, if you like, it is held right here in suspension. Held in balance between the forces of the heavens and the forces of the earth. So inner fulcrum, midline extending into earth, extending to the sky, having a sense of being suspended. And now from your inner fulcrum, that inner place of stillness, and from your midline, widen your perceptual field to include the whole of your body and the field around you, that what you sense is your field, and up to what you sense is the boundary of that field, boundary of your personal field, from the midline including the body, into the space around you. Again, if you find that your mind kind of just carries you away from simply being present for all of you, just noticing that and gently returning to that inner fulcrum, the sense of midline, and widening your listening for a few more minutes to include the whole of your body and your local field. In a way, just resting in the center of that. And widening your listening field from your local field slowly to include the whole of our circle. Just entering a receptive field. You don't have to go to anyone else in the circle to sense the whole and the information of the whole. Just resting in your inner fulcrum and midline, widening your field of receptivity. Gently acknowledging wherever you are in yourself just now, wherever each of us is in ourselves. And gently opening your eyes and orienting. You don't have to lose the sense of centeredness as you do that. As you bring awareness back into the field more directly. Great. And stretching if you need to. Great. Thank you.